At your heaviest, you were 34 stone. I won't embarrass you, don't need to, by asking how much you weigh today. But I've got a photograph. Nana, what do you see when you look at that?
I can't talk. Yeah, a beautiful, beautiful young lady, inside and out.
And you had to stick to it.
Yeah.
Now, the majority of the weight loss happened by the time you were 22.
Yeah.
Now, what Grandma is ostensibly saying is that that's been 2 years since the operation, and consequently, you've had at least 12 months to begin the process of following through with your promise to pay back.
But obviously, I'm starting my life again because I couldn't do the things that a normal person my age would have done back then. And I'm starting my life again. I'm starting like a 16-year-old back at the beginning, and I'm just not in the position to pay it back right now, and I don't know if I ever will be, because I don't know what my life is going to bring.
I know you will be. No. Not ever. You will be. What do you want to do?
My dream is to work with children with disabilities. It's my dream job.
Is there any reason why you believe you can't achieve that? I'm looking at you and asking that question. Is there any reason?
I don't know. I think my confidence has just been so knocked, and I just need to get it back to where it should be.
I see bad people. I see dim people. You ever watch My Court?
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Nana. Kirsty, let me give you some information before I come to my judgment. You are more than capable. And one thing I'd like to do is make sure that you're given some good quality advice before you leave today, because I feel entirely confident that you can achieve anything. If you can have an operation, be brave enough to stand in this court and talk about what it meant to be bullied. If you can go through an operation where you risk death and talk about it freely in this court. If you can live by the strictures, the discipline of that operation every single day, then I have no doubt, without any evidence required anymore, to know that you can achieve anything.
Thank you.
Don't thank me, it's a fact. Facts don't need thanks. Now, the question that you've sought help from the court is for what's called declaration. In other words, the extent to which Kirsty's liability is one that you can legally enforce. And I'm going to give a judgment about that and then a little bit of advice. All right? Helen, Kirsty, what I'm going to say to you, first of all, is to the two of you, thank you. Thank you, Nana, for being there for Kirsty in every sense. Kirsty, thank you for your bravery of talking about a difficult operation and the bravery of talking about what it meant to be bullied. And above all, the bravery of talking about all of your fears and how you've overcome them. Thank you to both of you. And Helen, you've got a case against your de facto granddaughter. You lent her money, there's no dispute about it. The difficulty is in law, and this is a declaration you seek, is for me to determine whether that debt is an enforceable one. And sadly, in law, it's not. And it's not because there could never be a situation where a similar situation like this could be dealt with by the court, unless it was clearly in writing and in detail. The reason for that is there was and could never be what's called an intention to create legal relations. In other words, at the time that you gave your granddaughter the money, neither party could have believed, well, in the event that she doesn't pay me back, I'm going to go to court. And you can't have believed that because here's the tragic fact. You didn't even know that she was going to survive the operation. So for that legal reason, I'm afraid I have to dismiss the case. However, I do so with this strong advice, Kirsty. I can't enforce it, but I would advise you to leave court and draft a joint undertaking where in the next, let's call it 5 to 7 years, you agree a payback plan. It has to be reasonable, it has to be fair. It can only commence at the point that you are in some employment. That will provide you the incentive that you need and will eventually give you the legal protection so that in the event Kirsty doesn't pay you back the money, and she will, you can come back to court. Understood? I'm afraid I have to dismiss your case with that very strong advice. In the meantime, here's the good news. Although this has come between you, what's your relationship like now, Nana?
Oh, strong as ever.
Well, I'm going to thank you for that, because here's the thing. There are people out there suffering with the same condition, the same addiction, who are given no support. And this case shows us all what it means to have that support. I can't ask you to do that. But before you leave court, I'm going to ask the two of you to shake hands. Can you?
Yeah.
I think you can do more. Thank you.
Can't get off.
Kirsty, where are you going? Thank you for coming today, Kirsty. Nana, I'm sorry the court can't help.
That's all right.
But good news. They believe that Judge Rinder's going to last a very long time. That means, Kirsty, in all seriousness, I'll be watching. You're going to draft that document. I don't want to see you in 7 years' time. Don't be stupid. Stay and watch the best Judge Rinder moments. And I'm talking. Understood? Don't be a moron. Subscribe to Judge Rinder YouTube channel. Right now. That's an order.